One of the most frustrating things is being misunderstood, especially when it's not even true. Hey there, I'm Natalie, an unapologetic presence coach, and I work with women who constantly feel weighed down by the opinions of others. This space is for you if you feel like that resonates with you. And today's topic of discussion is misrepresentation when people get you wrong. So when people get you wrong, they make assumptions about you. They decide who they think you are, but not who you are. And by deciding who they think you are, they create labels for you. They put you into brackets that you don't live in, but they put you into brackets that they believe you belong to. And that's purely based on their own misinterpretation of who you are, because they misread you. They misread whatever situation you're in. They misread who you are as a person. They make assumptions. They make opinions on you based on their perception of the world, but not on who you truly are. And the issue is when somebody misunderstands you, you somehow then feel called to correct them, to make them aware that that's not who you are. Issue being, you truly are wasting your energy when you try to correct who they want to make you out to be. So why do you get affected when somebody misunderstands you? One of the main reasons would be is that you want to be seen accurately. You want to be seen as who you know yourself to be. Nobody wants to be misread or misunderstood, Nobody really wants to be put into different labels that don't belong to them. But there's a difference between seeking validation and validating yourself. So this affects you mainly if you're seeking validation, because you're looking to be seen accurately. You're looking for people to truly understand you. And sometimes that's based on social norms, wanting to fit into particular groups or fit into a new workplace, whatever it is. Sometimes that can be based on society within the environment that you're in. But like I say, that's often linked to validation. Therefore, when you're misunderstood and misread, it affects you more when you're looking to be validated, because you're looking to be seen as you know yourself to be, rather than just knowing who you are and ignoring those who don't get you. But with that said, does anybody truly want to be labelled incorrectly or seen in a false narrative? No, not necessarily, but sometimes you have to be comfortable with that. When people misread you and create a false narrative about you, that then doesn't become your problem. That is their problem with you, but it shouldn't be a problem you now have to deal with. So another reason why being misread will affect you is because when you are misread, a person or a group of people, depending on the situation you're in, will start to create a narrative about you. They'll create their own story about who they think you are, who they think they know you to be. But then you will get affected because you will start to realise that they're saying things about you which you know yourself to not be true of who you are. And it doesn't feel nice. Like, we're only human. It's never going to feel nice for somebody to create a narrative about you that's false and incorrect. But at the same time, again, it's remembering that that's an issue they have rather than an issue you're creating with yourself. And those who know you. They won't need to be convinced of who you are. Those who create false narratives don't know you and are dictating that you prove who you are. So it's knowing who you are in yourself and really learning to not fall victim to other people's narratives about you. There's also this fear of being judged, and a lot of it will come down to how confident you are as a person, because when you fear being judged, again, it seeks validation from others. It seeks wanting to fit in some way. It's assuming that the fear of being judged is the fear of being potentially rejected from a social group or just a person or people in general. And that's a confidence thing for sure, because when you stand strong in who you are, you're not caring about other people judging you. People will misjudge you all day long, and for you, that's not a thing. But the fear of being judged honestly comes from a place of wanting to be liked, and again, wanting to be validated by other people, because strength comes from honestly standing alone and not needing to be part of a group in some way. But weakness often presents itself when the fear of being judged is because you want to be liked and want to fit into whatever societal norms within a particular group of people that you are associated with. So that fear of being judged, it's always going to be down to wanting to be liked by others. And often you've honestly got to learn to like yourself more, in all honesty. Therefore, when you feel this urge to be seen accurately, when you feel a sense of anxiety because of false narratives being said about you, or you have a fear of being misjudged, a normal reaction for most would be to explain who they are to people who misunderstand who you are. But that's really not the response you want to be having. And the issue as to why you don't want that to be your response is because it puts you into this path now of having to defend yourself. So because you fear being judged, or there's a false narrative, you want to be seen accurately, this need to explain who you are then is saying that you're now defending who you are as a person. You are defending your honour. And I've said this many times before. When you have to defend who you are to people who choose not to see who you are, honestly, it's wasted energy, because when you're being who you know yourself to be, you don't have to defend your honour to those who can't see clearly. If they want to see something else of you, that's what they're going to see. No matter how much you try and change their perception of you, they're going to see exactly what they want to see of you. So by you now trying to defend yourself, honestly, you'll be defending yourself all day long, because you're defending yourself to people who truly don't know you and don't care to know who you are. Defending oneself lends itself to over-explaining who you are as a person, to the point where you are desperately trying to tell people what they should believe of you. Over-explaining is just words coming out of your mouth to convince somebody of who you are. If they've already decided that they think something of you, do you honestly think you're going to change their interpretation of you by over-explaining yourself to them? Like, ask yourself honestly, do you really truly feel that the more and more you explain yourself to those who have misunderstood you, the more they're going to now understand you? Because the reality is, if someone misreads, misunderstands who you are, and you start to overly explain who you are to them, they're still going to believe what they believed of you in the first place, because that's their prerogative. That's what they want to see of you. That's what they want to believe of you, because if that wasn't the case, they wouldn't have had that opinion in the first place. People who see who you are don't need to be convinced of who you are. People who want to see something else are the ones you're going to be explaining yourself to over and over and over and over again. And the more you explain yourself to them, the less they change their minds. In fact, they still carry the same perception of you, because that's what they want to do. That's how they want to view you. It's really important to realise that you can't change other people's thoughts and behaviours, which means you can't change their opinion of you. All you can do is be who you know yourself to be, because by over-explaining, you are now trying to control a situation, and you're trying to control what somebody else is thinking of you. But you can't change what they think. You can't control what they think. All you can do is control who you are. You can't control the perceptions of others. You can't change the behaviors of others. And actually, some of the most wasted energy a lot of people have on planet Earth is trying to change other people. You can never change someone else. Okay, you can never change someone else. And again, that's changing their thoughts and behaviors, and more than that, way beyond that. All you can do is live your life and be you, because you can control yourself. You can control who you are. You can control the way in which you do things. And if you are living authentically in your life and being who you know yourself to be, and someone still chooses to have a different opinion of who you are based on their perception of you, not based on who you are, then it's a lost war between who you are and who they think you are, when you now try to control what they think of you, because you're deciding that you can dictate how they must think of you when they've already told you, this is what I think of you. Why bother trying to change their perception of you? It's their perception. You can control not allowing them to be in your life, but you can't control how they view you within their own life. Defending yourself, over-explaining, trying to control the situation, it rarely works. It rarely works. And all it is you desperately trying to make people like you. And if you're having to almost force people to like you because you're trying to make them know who you are these people that you really want to have in your circle of influence in the first place? Because I know for me personally, I'm not going to spend my time trying to tell people who I am who don't want to know who I am. If you want to know me, you will get to know me. If you want to have a true opinion of me, you will spend time in my presence. But if you want to make presumptions about me and create narratives about me that aren't true, I'm not going to waste my time trying to explain to you who I am. I'm just going to move on knowing who I am and being who I know myself to be. If you then change your perception later on down the road, then that's based on you. That's not based on me, because I haven't changed myself. I continue to be who I know myself to be. But if you choose to have a narrative of me that doesn't fit my storyline, I'm not going to care about what narrative you're pushing. Keep pushing the narrative. And this is what I mean about when you waste energy. Wasting energy on looking to tell people what to think of you is you not living your life. It's you seeking validation from others who shouldn't have much relevance in your life. So again, looking to defend yourself, over-explaining, and aiming to take some control of the situation by trying to control what they think of you, is not worth your energy. The right people will like you in life. You won't have to force them. The wrong people will make up stories and make up narratives that don't fit you. Unfortunately, those are things that you have to learn to live with and let them keep to themselves while having those thoughts and opinions. You don't need to correct every misrepresentation. Okay, so you don't need to correct every misrepresentation of you. You really don't. And, not everyone sees clearly. We all live on the same planet, but not everyone lives in the same world. Okay, and I want you to take that in and let it resonate. We might all live on planet Earth, but not everybody lives in the same world. Not everyone sees life the way that you do. And not everyone sees you for who you are. It's an unfortunate, harsh reality, but it's one that definitely exists. So someone else's misrepresentation of you is how they want to see you. It's how they choose to view you in their own eyes. That doesn't mean that's who you are. As long as you know yourself who to be, you won't be who they say you are. They might push that narrative to whoever they know, and, you know, people who flock together think alike, and if they all have that same perception of you, that's fine. Know that that's fine, but also be comfortable knowing that none of those people are relevant in your life. Don't make them so. Don't make them relevant by now having a reason to try and defend your honour to them. No, you give them silence. You give them silence. You don't make their problems with you problems you have to now correct or even have with yourself. It's really important to know that you do not have to correct every single person's perception of you. It's their perception. It's their way of thinking. It's the world they see. It's the lens they look through. And if it doesn't match your lens, it's fine. Know that you don't now have to have them in your world. Your world is what you choose to let in. And if they're not something you want to have in your world, you can most certainly keep them out. Keep their thoughts away from you. Keep their narratives away from you. You most certainly do not have to make them be a part of your existence, because not everybody is open to understanding, or inner standing, as I like to say. Not everyone is open to seeing you for who you are. Some people feel good about belittling you and putting you down. It makes them feel bigger and better about their own lives. Not everyone is like that in terms of having an opinion, but that's often a very big reason as to why people have opinions about you that you don't own, that don't represent you in terms of who you are. Some people need to create a story about you that's different to who you are because they want to see you in that way. And nothing is going to change that narrative for them. Nothing you say is going to change the way in which they want to perceive you. So let them have their thoughts and opinions. Let them have their narratives. Let them create their stories. Let them misrepresent you all day long, because as long as you know who you are, as long as you can look in the mirror and say, this is who I am, then honestly, their opinions of you don't matter. Their narratives of you don't belong to you. Their narratives of you don't belong to you. They belong to them. Always remember, someone else's opinion of you really and truly is none of your business. Even when they try to make it a business, it's none of your business, because what they're trying to do is say to you, this is who I think you are. So you must now hear this and listen to this and know that's what I think of you. That is fine. That narrative is fine, but keep it with you. They don't need to, or you don't need to, I should say, you don't need to make it a problem that you have, a problem with yourself, or a problem to deal with in general. Some narratives, they just don't belong to you. And if somebody wants to have a narrative about you, then that's fine. Let them have that thought. Let them think in that way. Because regardless of what they think of you, you know that's not true to you. And if it's not true to you, don't make it about you. If it's not true to you, don't waste your energy trying to change whatever it is they're saying about you. The problem with, honestly, wasting energy on these people is that by engaging with what they're saying, you pull yourself away from you. You pull yourself away from the things that are really important in your life. I always say that when somebody has an opinion of you, one, take a pause and be silent, and two, focus on your goals. Focus on who you want to be in life. Focus on up-leveling yourself, because the more you engage with what they have to say about you, the further you pull away from yourself. And the best way to honestly direct your energy from their opinions is to focus on yourself. When someone wants to come along with their opinion, let them have it, let them keep it. Know that your reaction should be silence, and to ignore their nonsense, and to keep your energy in a direction that you want to go in life. And that is you focusing on leveling up and focusing on your goals. the more you focus on you, the more you draw the right people into your world. And you will still, unfortunately, occasionally have people misrepresent you, because that's life. That's a part of life that we can't completely eradicate, and that's fine. But if you continue to focus on those who have negative thoughts about you, then you just feed into that world and you make your world less than what it should be. But when somebody wants to have an opinion of you and you give them silence and you redirect your energy into things that lift you up, that make you better as a person, you attract the people into your life who are going to see you for who you are. You attract the people into your world who belong in your world. They belong in your world. Don't forget what I said at the start. We might all live on planet Earth, but we all live in a different world. So when you focus on the people who have an opinion that's nonsense, know that you are bringing that energy into your world. If you want to keep it out of your world, give them silence, give them air, redirect your energy into where it is that you want to go to, redirect your energy into your goals and the life you're looking to create for yourself, and you'll start attracting more like-minded people into your world who actually uplift you rather than trying to pull you down. So remember, when you engage with them, you pull yourself further away from who you are. When you redirect your energy into who you know yourself to be, you will attract the right people who see you for who you are and who lift you on that journey. The note I want to leave you on today is, not everyone will understand, but I generally say understand. Not everybody will understand who you are. Know that that's fine. It is not your problem to fix, because you live in a world where presence is over explanation. Come back to yourself rather than being pulled into the opinions or expectations of others with the Unapologetic Self-Love Journal. Available to purchase at Amazon. See links below.